Hello, beautiful. You are watching Straight from the Doctor's Desk with me, Dr. Andrea Purcell. I specialize in menopause medicine and help women struggling with health and hormonal issues reclaim and regain their life using natural medicine. Ultimately, it's all about you. So today we are on the topic of maintaining muscle mass in menopause. That's why I have my strong shirt on. Say that 3 times. Maintaining muscle mass in menopause. Yeah, it's a tongue twister. So culturally, from a young age as women, we are told that in order to fit into the mold of what the beauty industry dictates, we need to be smaller. And honestly, I'll tell you, we don't need to be waist thin. We need to be stronger. Yes, stronger, so that we can lift our suitcase up over our head into the overhead space on the next flight that we take. And ladies, you know what I'm talking about. We've all been in that position, no gentleman in sight, swooping in to save our day. So what's a girl to do? Well, gotta lift your own bag, of course. And I want you to have the strength not only to do it, but not to be injured in the process. You know, throw your back out, your shoulder, your neck. So I want you to be stronger, not smaller. This is one of the sticking points of a lot of weight loss plans. Lose weight, sounds great, but what's the price? What women don't realize is that they're losing muscle along with their fat. It's not okay to lose weight and lose your health at the same time. So something to consider next time you want to try a fad diet. So one of the symptoms that many women experience during menopause is stiffness and aching joints. In fact, some women ache so badly, they ask me to test them for arthritis. They want to know if something's wrong. The decrease in estrogen causes tissue shortening and a loss of lubrication in our joints. Our hormones drop, we get stiff, and it becomes harder to move our bodies. And then what happens? We feel old, and we get old. And no one wants to feel old. Not when your life is out there waiting for you. So remember that. It's the stiffness that makes us feel old, and it holds us back from being as active as we want to be. So maintaining muscle mass helps with mobility. What about protein? At least once a week, someone will ask me about how much protein they should be getting on a daily basis. And honestly, nutrition is different for each person. The truth is that every single person is an individual and needs to be treated as such when it comes to nutrition. So do you remember that one size fits all catchphrase? Well, in medicine, I like to say one size fails all. But in menopause, what we do know is that women lose muscle, and this is called sarcopenia. So I'm going to loop back to that protein question here. So sarcopenia is simply the medical term for muscle loss. So we lose about 8% of muscle mass every 10 years, so per decade. And this averages out to about 1% a year. So the less muscle we have, the less strength we have. And then, of course, we are increased risk for diabetes, bone loss, fracture risk. And eating protein is going to slow down sarcopenia. Studies have shown that when we consume moderate protein in midlife and later in life, we have better mobility. So moderate protein intake is about 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, 69 kilograms, that's going to be 69 grams of protein a day. But you can't just stop there. I'm not saying, you're going to eat protein and that's going to do the trick. Because if we don't use it, we lose it. So this is where that resistance training comes in. Resistance training helps us gain strength quickly to increase mobility, which keeps us independent. It boosts our confidence. It balances our mood. It helps us sleep better and prevents chronic conditions, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, osteoporosis. And honestly, those are the 4 bullets we're dodging in menopause. Well, Dr. P, now I know how much protein is moderate. How much resistance training do I have to do? I'm glad you asked. 45 minutes of resistance training a week. Break that down into 2 20-minute sessions. That's going to reduce muscle loss. If you want to exercise 3 times a week or more, that's for people who really enjoy it, and I encourage it because honestly, it's a good stress reliever. So, there are people out there who already know that exercise helps them. I sleep better when I exercise. I feel less stressed when I exercise. I get energy from exercising. So keep doing it. It's good for you. So this is why resistance training and adequate protein intake are so important for women starting in perimenopause right around age 45 and running right on through those golden years. And honestly, motivation is hard if you're not exercising or you're just not feeling motivated, especially when you have low energy, you're not sleeping, and you're feeling exhausted. So I'm going to tell you about Jane. She came to me. She's 5'4". She was a petite, athletic build. She came to me because she had not been sleeping well for months. She was waking multiple times a night. It would take an hour or more before she could fall back to sleep. She looked like a zombie when we first met. She shared that she was a runner. She loved to do 5Ks, but she hadn't run since last summer because her sleep was so disrupted and she felt so drained. She was in menopause and at a high risk for both bone and muscle loss. So getting her sleeping was our number one priority so that she could get back to a vibrant life and the activities that she loved. And when she got through her treatment plan, she said, Dr. Purcell, I am sleeping better, I have the energy, and I'm going to run a 5K in San Diego. And oh my gosh, we just celebrated together. So everyone struggles from time to time with motivation. But if your energy is really low, then I encourage you to find someone to work with. I'd love to work with you to help you restore your sleep, get your energy back, and get your motivation back. The important thing about motivation is that it's self-reinforcing. So once you do it, the next time is easier. And then we just need to, string along a number of days in a row for you. I hope you found this post helpful. You can check me out on the web at www.drandreapurcell.com. And if you're interested to learn more about women's health, just subscribe here and you won't miss any of the info. Thanks so much for joining me today. And I am wishing you well.